This is the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus. Last year it was Pro Max. This is also called the Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G outside of India. And there's also a Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus in China, which is called the Xiaomi 11i in India. The Redmi Note 10 and the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max were undisputedly the best phones under 20k last year, no doubts. Now the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus has arrived, and from what we've seen in 2022, newer phones are not just about upgrades, they are downgrades plus a price bump. So I'm going to talk about the upgrades in this phone as well as the downgrades. You need to watch this video. So talking about the upgrades first, the biggest upgrade is the chipset. Snapdragon 695 chipset is the new here and brings a more powerful CPU and it brings 5G. There's also cat aggregation support if you're wondering about that. Now, if you watched our Moto G71 video, you know that 695 is actually more of a 7 series chipset, beating chipsets like 750G. I mean, here's the Antutu score and the Geekbench 5 score of the Note 11 Pro Plus. And if I compare it with the 732G, you can see that the 695 is a lot better. I mean, the GPU performance is kind of on par, but the CPU performance is definitely better. So it is an upgrade when it comes to benchmarks and numbers. When it comes to real-world performance, the phone also feels smooth and fast, although it's too early to judge. As for BGMI settings, it supports a maximum of HD High, or you can go with Smooth Ultra. Now, we generally played the game at Smooth Ultra and the gameplay was very smooth and nice, no weird lag or anything. However, what's strange is the throttling. The phone starts to go red quite easily in the CPU throttling test app, and that too on the default 20 threads 15 minutes test. As you can see, the phone throttled to 68%, and we also checked the heating and it was around 37-38 degrees, which is fine. So the throttling is kind of strange. Now, I did this test a number of times, both in balanced and performance mode, and sometimes it did better, but most of the times there was throttling, as you can see in these screenshots. Anyway, apart from the chipset, the battery is the same as last year, but the charger is faster. There's this 67-watt charger in the box instead of the 33-watt charger, and this is fast. It charges the phone to 100% in around 46 minutes, which is, like I said, very fast. Now, the chipset and the charger are the only real upgrades in the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus. I mean, the design has also changed, and I'll talk about that, but first, I want to talk about the downgrades. So here's what I'm talking about. These are the camera specs, and first of all, I don't really care about macro cameras, but Xiaomi went ahead and downgraded it. The Note 10 Pro Max had a 5-megapixel macro lens, while the Note 11 Pro Plus comes with a more useless 2-megapixel sensor. Also, I don't really care about 2-megapixel depth sensors, but just to let you know, that's also missing here. Another weird downgrade is that there's no 4K video recording support, and I'm not talking about the front camera. I'm talking about the main rear camera, the 108-megapixel camera. Yes, there's not even 1080p 60 FPS. Now, I shot a video with the phone and the video quality is very average if you ask me, and I don't know what happened here. Now, as for the camera performance, the 108-megapixel sensor takes good shots in daytime. Most photos are sharp and detailed, the colors are good. I like them in good light. In low light, I noticed that unlike the Note 10 Pro, the night mode does not automatically kick in the Note 11 Pro Plus, as you can see. So basically, the Note 10 Pro Max takes a longer exposure while the 11 Pro Plus just takes a usual photo. And it shows in the photos. The Note 10 Pro Max photos are just sharper in low light. Apart from this, the ultra-wide-angle camera is the same and it works fine. And so is the 16-megapixel selfie camera. The selfies are good. So I'm not going to go too much into detail here. Moving on, the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus comes with the new MIUI 13 update, but it's still based on Android 11. Yes, the phone is on Android 11 and we asked Xiaomi about the software update situation on this phone. I mean, how many years of updates, how many years of security patches, and we are yet to get an answer for that. Anyway, like I said, the design is a bit changed. You can see this new sort of pattern on the back, the flatter sides. I mean, here's how it looks next to the Note 10 Pro Max. Yeah, looks are subjective, but I want to know which one you like more. Comment below. I personally am not a big fan of this pattern, texture, whatever you want to call it. And apart from this new look, there's all the usual functionality you expect from a Redmi phone. There's IR Blaster headphone jack on the top, a USB 2.0 USB-C port at the bottom. There's also loud stereo speakers, one at the bottom and the other one at the top. There's also the micro SD slot, but strangely, it's a hybrid slot. Strange because the Note 10 Pro came with a dedicated triple slot. Now, this whole design is also IP53 rated for splash resistance. Now, the Note 10 Pro Plus is fairly sleek at 8.1mm, although the flatter sides make it look a little thick. As for the weight, it's 10 grams heavier than the Note 10 Pro Max at 202 grams. On the front, the display hasn't changed. It's the same 120Hz AMOLED from the Note 10 Pro and Pro Max. And that's fine because it's still a very good panel. It's bright and sharp, the colors are good, it's fast and responsive with 120Hz, and there's wide L1 license. The point is there's no issues with it. I mean, the Note 10 Pro's display was a big USP that no other phone really matched last year, so I'm fine with Redmi using the same display in the Note 11 Pro Plus. Now, like last year, the fingerprint scanner is still on the side in the power button. See, overall, the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus has upgrades and downgrades, and then there's the pricing. Look, we understand phones will get more expensive in 2022, we get it, and we must suggest that the Redmi Note 11 Pro Plus will start at around 22k and go till 24-25k. And honestly, I would have been okay with that price bump, but there's just no significant improvements here. See, the chipset is faster here theoretically, but it throttles sometimes, so I would not call it a significant upgrade. There are also compromises when it comes to camera, and there's still Android 11 with no word on the update situation. If you ask me, I would honestly take the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max over this. In fact, a Redmi Note 10 Pro Max with Android 12 would be a much better deal. Look, I want to know your opinion on this, so make sure to comment below. Also, give this video a like if you enjoyed this. Make sure to share it and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. That's me signing off. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.
Did you know that this button can save your life?